I'm telling you, I'm so excited. I cannot believe what's going to happen. So this next couple, every Monday morning, I do what's called a North American Leadership Series. It is from 11:30 till noon every Monday morning in the cloud. It's in the RE Tech Auditorium. You should be there. If you're not there, so if you're East Coast, that would be 2:30. But it's 11:30 to noon, 30 minutes every Monday morning. I interview a different star agent. And the focus of this is not listings, not leads, not buyers, not how to build a team, but it's how to build a rev share organization and acquire stock. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in? 30 minutes. My guest last Monday was AJ Media. And you're going to be blown away at what AJ and Abby have done. They're literally traveling the United States. They're literally don't really have plans to stop. They've been with EXP for about 17 months, maybe. They have no plans to stop traveling. They're in their early 30s, and they're literally they're kind of done. And their income's going to double in the next 4 or 5 months, and it's already really good. And they've signed up 27 people. They have 661 agents and brokers in their organization. And here they are, AJ, Media, and Abby. No Abby. Abby's going to sit back. Give them a hand, everybody. You got one life to live, baby.
All right, everybody. So I'm AJ Mida, and my wife's back there, and she'll be speaking next time with me, she said. But I just want to, first of all, just thank my sponsor, Cliff Freeman. He's not here. I just want to thank God for giving me this opportunity through Cliff and the discernment to actually join this company. Thank you, Brent, for being my support in building such a large organization. Thank you to James for being there as well. Rob and Gene for being the inspiration of how big this can actually be. It's amazing. And just my team. So originally Charlotte, North Carolina. We are traveling around the country right now. Our RV's currently in Spokane, Washington. And it's been amazing so far. But my team, you've seen Bill Price up here. You've seen Craig and Shelley. You've seen Keely Tace. And there's Rich Thomasini, who's not here. I mean, if it wasn't for these guys, those numbers wouldn't exist. It's just unbelievable. The people who I didn't really know that well prior to this, who've become some of my best friends and family. So thank you, guys. So my story. So you see my numbers. Been with EXP now for 20 months. Personally sponsored 27, and as of today, it's 676. So it's growing really fast. The rev share. Thank you. The rev share is around $30,000 a month right now, and we're adding 100 agents per month. So by the end of this year, we should be around 12 to 1,300 agents, which is just mind-blowing to me. I joined January 1, 2017, and in my first year, I just hit the gates running. In 1 year, I sponsored 9 agents, and that grew into 157. And then events like this are so important because it was when I went to the first EXP Con and Puerto Vallarta where I really caught the vision, and I started running with it. We've grown from 157 to 676 in 8 months, and like I just said, we'll be upwards of 12 to 1,300 in 1 year's time. And watching what Brent's doing, I could see us being close to 4,000 next year, so it's just incredible what's going on. So we're in 25 different states around the country right now, and that's kind of why we're traveling a little bit. I got the t-shirt on One Life, so it's really important to us that we take advantage of this opportunity. So we are traveling, we're working, we're building EXP as we go. Because of social media, I have a lot of level ones and other agents in my organization who I've never met in person, so I've already had the opportunity to meet some of them in Minnesota, which has been really cool. But just to give you a little background on how I got into real estate or what was the turning point for me. So it wasn't always this good with $30,000 a month in passive income. When I got into real estate, I was selling everything that I owned. I sold my mountain bike. I had like these gold coins that were my only savings. I cashed out my Roth IRA that had about $6,000 in it. And I was putting everything on credit cards. My wife was working full-time as a nurse, and it was hard for her because, as an ICU nurse, 14, 16 hours a week, it's hard work. And I was the rookie of the year the first year, and I sold 6 houses. After splits with KW and what I spent on Realtor.com, I made no money. Yeah, but the turning point for me, though, was when I went to a real estate conference because I was seeking the blueprint for success in real estate because I knew it existed. And that's what we have here. That's why we're all here, because we came to get the blueprint. We came to figure it out. And I think, as a lot of you are seeing, is there's really no secret. You just got to do the work. It's sharing the opportunity. But so I showed up for this real estate event. It was July. I was in real estate for about 6 months, and I was super excited. I was staying at the MGM right down the street. My wife was still working 14, 16-hour shifts back at the house. I was staying at this nice hotel. I was wearing a cheap suit, probably from Homecoming. I don't know, from a few years before. And I was sitting there. I was so excited. I saw the top producers that had their badges on, that they're in the premier coaching or whatever it was. And I was like, that's gonna be me one day. And I did end up hiring a coach shortly thereafter on a credit card. I was all in. And but the turning point for me, I was sitting there and I was just watching, and I was like, man, this is really good. I'm gonna do this. And I don't know if you're like me, but there's been so many times in my life where I had moments like I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. But then you don't do it because you don't do the work that you need to do to make it happen. I didn't want this to be another one of those times. So I sat there and I crossed my leg, taking notes on my leg. And this is really gross, but, walking around Las Vegas, I touched the bottom of my shoe, and I had holes in it. And in a moment like that, you don't think good things. But it lit a fire under me, I said, this is my moment. And for all of you, this could be your moment. Maybe it's not as severe as that, but maybe there was a time in your life that you can go back to and remember how you felt in that moment and make that your turning point. Maybe you've been with EXP for a month. Maybe it's been 12 months. And you haven't done anything. What are you waiting for? This may be the best opportunity you'll ever see in your life. Just unbelievable. So, and by the way, I got some nice Cole Haans on today. But that's not what matters. What matters is my wife doesn't work if she doesn't want to, and God willing, we'll have kids soon, and she can be a stay-at-home mom, and I can be a stay-at-home dad if I want. But I love this, and I'm not going to stop because I'm on a mission to serve my people and to change lives. So over the last probably year or so, I've been thinking of this concept, and I finally termed it One Life Living. That's why I got the T-shirt on, brokered by eXp Realty. And the concept is simple. It's the average American only lives to age 78. I'm only 31, but let's just say you're 40. Make the math easy. And let's say you just love summer, especially if you're in a cold climate, or say you love Christmas. I know Brent's favorite holiday is 4th of July. So if I'm 40, I only have 38 more Christmases left, 38 more 4th of Julys left, 38 more summers left. Time is so limited, and if you're not living your fullest life right now, what are you waiting for? And we have the vehicle to take us there. My goal in life has always been to live a life that had location freedom, time freedom, and money freedom, and I was always searching for it. I thought it was going to be through real estate investments. However, this showed up, and we're just so blessed by it. So live as though you only have one life, because you do only have one life. And I don't really think people realize this. And you got to dream again. My dream as a young kid was to either play in the NFL or the NBA. And I decided by 8th grade that it probably wasn't going to work out for me. And I had a business class in 8th grade, apparently, and I don't really remember much about it, but I remember there was a class on stocks, so that's when I decided I was going to be an entrepreneur. But you got to dream again. This is homework for all of you. Go back and find a quiet place, coffee shop, and just dream wild dreams. Imagine if you were like Rob Flick, who 100% believes he'll be making $1 million a day in 5 years or whatever it was. What would you do with that money? What would you have? What kind of cars, houses, how many people that you'd be serving, churches that you'd be supporting? Just dream again, because for a lot of us, it is hard to make those calls because we have fears around what the agent's going to say when we share EXP with them. And if you don't have that big why, like a lot of the great speakers up here have talked about, is you're just not going to make the calls. That's just the reality of it. So you got to have that big why. You got to have that dream. And it helps when it's for somebody outside of you. If I was a single guy getting started in real estate, who knows what I would have done. But I did it for my wife, and I did it for my mom, who is in poor health. And prior to me making good money in this industry, she couldn't even afford her health care half the time. And there's people there that are counting on you, So it's a big deal. So if you don't take hold of this advantage, there's only really one reason. It's because of fear of rejection, fear of failure. And what fear of rejection, what fear of failure is, it's because, you have your family, you have your friends on this side, and then over here, you have your fear of rejection, which is your fear of what other people are going to think of you. So what's stronger is what the life you're going to provide for your kids more powerful than that, the life you're going to provide for yourself, for your wife, the church you're going to support, whatever it might be for you, what's more powerful? And you got to decide that today. Like, don't leave today without deciding that. Are you going to give in to the fear, or are you going to live one life and make it an awesome life? So I challenge you to go after it. Thank you. And you got to have a sense of urgency with this, guys. We are here at the bottom floor, and the more you put in right now, the better it's going to do for you. So have that sense of urgency. Some of the things that I've done to be successful, a combination of relationships. Just to give you some more tips, making a list is the first thing you have to do, and you got to make a big list because that's super important, because once you get through those first few contacts, like we already talked about, you need to have the big list to give you the confidence to keep going. And I like to think of the list as, it's not a list of people I'm going to recruit, agents I'm going to recruit. It's agents I'm going to help. Like, who wouldn't want to make a giant list of agents you want to help? Like, and we're talking about lives changing. I mean, if you guys leave this and don't have full belief that this is changing lives and have the passion and motivation to do it, then come back again in January, because we'll be doing it again, I guess. But so Facebook. So if you're kind of a new agent in business, you don't have a lot of relationships. Well, it's called social networking for a reason. Start to build relationships on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Facebook's been great for me. I have lots of friends on Facebook, and I network with them. It's very simple. It's kind of funny, on social media. I don't know if you're like me, but typically what I used to do is someone would friend request me, or I would friend request them. We'd become friends on Facebook. Then nothing happens. They don't message me. I don't message them. But imagine going to like a networking event and everyone's just like standing there and like their backs are turned to each other. Like, this is social networking, guys. So what you're going to want to do is, if someone friend requests you, just reach out to them and start to build that relationship. It can be a Facebook message. There's Facebook voice chat, which is a little more powerful. You can actually get some tonality in that, which is really cool. You can even call them up. I mean, we understand that realtors advertise everywhere. Find their phone number and say, hey, this is AJ. We just connected on Facebook. Networking is really important to me. I wanted to reach out and kind of see what you're doing with your business in the Phoenix area. And then you start to grow the conversation from there. So there's some tips just to grow your list, because not only do you want to first make your list, but you need to also keep growing it. So set a goal. So the homework is to dream again. So write down your goals. And the second part of your homework is to actually make your list of people or agents that you want to help, and then to continually add to that list. So make a goal of, if you want to add 5 agents to that list every week, whatever it is, but just do it. And there is a key to success, and it's called consistency. So once you consistently do the work, and it just doesn't apply to real estate or agent attraction, it applies to everything in life. It applies to your marriage. It applies to working out. It applies to being a good friend, a good family member, a good son. So just be consistent with everything that you do. Yeah, I was going to share another story, but I won't. But yeah, so taking action. So do those 2 things. Make your list of agents you want to help, and then not that you're going to recruit. But I just want to challenge you guys to just go after it today. Just have a fire just lit up underneath you guys, and draw that line in the sand. I said this year was going to be my year of health and wealth, and that the wealth part is working out. The health part's working out good. God willing, we have children soon. My wife and I had 4 miscarriages the last 2 years, and she had to cut out all gluten, dairy, sugar. So I was like, well, if she's doing that, I'm going to get in shape. I lost 30 pounds. So that's the reason. It's been my year of health and wealth. And thank the Lord that it's all working out. So be praying for children for us and all that good stuff. And that's all I got. Thank you.